Alright, hello again everyone. Welcome back to the series where I talk about all the games I played in the previous month. The month for this video is March 2024. Not a ton here, but definitely some big ones. So as always, let's just get right into it. I finished Martian Forest, Millen and the Forest Gift, and if you see me play it, especially the last episode, you'll know how much I adored that game. Genuinely one of my favourite gaming experiences in the last few years. One I'm honestly going to cherish for probably forever. Rosetta, one of the characters, one of my favorite characters in anything I've ever experienced. The villain was fantastic. The combat was very simple and very engaging and fun. Very addicting loop of dungeon crawling. I even bought the soundtrack because I wanted to give a little bit, but I didn't want to buy the game full price again. I got this really cheap. Absolutely recommend if you like what you see from it, or if you see it cheap. Absolutely recommend. Everything from the story, the music, the characters, all the gameplay, both just the exploring and the battle, unbelievably great. It's one of those games you would love to, you'd hope to see get more attention, but maybe it never will. And for some, in its own way, kind of cherish that a bit more. It's more personal. Easily a game it will stick with me for a while, and I'm so glad I played it. Even if it went on like 20 hours longer than I expected. Adored every fucking one of them. What else can I say? I'm going back for the platinum at the moment too, which means probably playing through it a lot of it again, going for all the optional extra stuff. I am having a blast even going back. Truly a beautiful game from beginning to end. You know what? Let's save the biggest one till the end, because of course, why not? I downloaded a game called Brick Buster for 150. It's 10 levels. It's what is it? Arcanide, Brick Breaker. It's a shitty version of that. It was okay. I will admit it was fun because you could hit like a thing to get three balls, and then that could hit another thing to go through the bricks instantly. Then that could give you three more, and that could give you three more. And this way, if in the right levels, it could just go fucking chaos. It was fun for about 8 seconds, is what I'm saying. I played it for 35 minutes, got to platinum. It's one of those games. I don't like buying these. I really don't. But it's brick breaking. How many of those are there? I like getting them sometimes, especially when they're that cheap. Even if I know it's going to be a waste. I know I'm part of the fucking problem. I'm a small part of the problem, but you know. Before I talk about this next game, mini eye strain warning. So just if this makes you feel uncomfortable to look at, please leave. Please skip ahead. I had to leave a warning at the beginning because I couldn't put this on the screen without a warning. Look at this. I feel like my eyes are going to bleed just looking at it. Also, I was playing Crimson, which the only way I can describe it, it's not really a rhythm game. It just has like a cool music in the background, so not even a rhythm game at all. The best way to describe it, you're a ball. It's a side scroller. You do platforming, but with a cool soundtrack in the background and the most hellishly eye strain causing graphics ever. I haven't played much of it so far, but it is fun. It's cheap too. It's like €8 for me. It's going to be a very tough game, I think. But so far, I can't get over. It's one of the most unique looking games I've ever played, for better or for worse. I've kind of started one stream of Little Goody Two Shoes. I only got a little bit in because my neck was killing me last night. It was actually bad all day, but well, last night at the time of recording this. I probably played more of it by the time I'm going to talk about this, but it's a very retro inspired graphics JRPG kind of style. I expected more combat, but no, it's just so far it's just talking and mini games. But the characters are interesting. You have a bunch of girls to choose from with your main character. I think there's three. So far, I'm liking it a lot. Even if it's not what I expected, I can't wait to go back. There's like 10 endings, so how much will I do? I don't know yet. It's definitely what I'm going to play by ear, you know? As for stuff on the channel, I'm still playing through Prince of Persia. It's still kicking my ass hard. I'm still getting through like one level at a turn. Not much more to say about it. I'm playing like once a week, so I've probably definitely talked about it before. It's tough as an is. It's getting harder and harder, and oh my god. Sometimes it actually mentally destroys me, but I'm still pushing through, still mostly enjoying it. Oh god, yeah, the last level, I didn't even finish it, did I? At the time of this, I did, but I think I played for like 50 minutes and didn't even finish a level. It was the first time it's ever happened since the beginning, and oh, it hurt. The level and not finishing it. After finishing Martian Forest, I moved on to the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think. The one on the NES. If anyone who's ever watched Angry Video Game Nerd knows the one. Oh my, oh my god. Tom and Jerry, I don't know which one is harder, but they both have the similar levels of frustration where like you die, you go back, you die so fast. Except this you have like four turtles to choose from, and you would think that makes it easier, but and it probably does, but I just spent like right before recording this an hour and 5 minutes on one level. I think I only lost them all three times too. There's a lot of maze like levels. I'm hoping this game is short because I cannot handle this for too long. Playing this for 20 minutes, like it's such a hair trigger thing for me too. I can be in a great mood, I'll turn this game on for 2 minutes, I'm like, instantly, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Fuck this, fuck that. The enemies respawn half a second after you have them off screen. It's just, there's some load of bullshit in this game. Everyone knows who knows anything about this game probably knows the damn section. Again, take that word how you will. Where it's like, oh, here's electric plants here and here, swim through this, and while your turtle goes like this. That you want to know how to explain that section? This. Try to get through. Fucking off. But in my own fucked up way again, I am enjoying it. Can't say I'm not. I wouldn't be playing it if I wasn't. I'm just again, please, please be short. Just let me free, please. And lastly, before the big one, I also stream most of Family Guy. Most. 3 streams. The first two, really fun. I got stuck in like one section for a while, kicked my ass, but I eventually got past it and I was really loving the game. It held up shockingly well. Then I'm sure if anyone who ever sees this who knows the Family Guy PS2 or PSP game, I'm gonna say 2 words or probably 3 words are probably gonna send chills down your spine. Black Knight Boss. It was fucking awful. Like it's basically you have a spin attack. It was in a beat 'em up section, and you can do this like if you keep just doing normal punches and kicks, you'll do like that much health at a time out of like a big health bar. But you can do a special attack, which instantly depletes half of it. So you can do two of them and then quick time event. And I'm not talking about the fun kind where it's like hear something on the screen, press the button, some cool epic action happens. I'm just talking like square, triangle, X, square, circle, triangle, X, square, square, X, triangle, circle, square. Nothing happening, and then eventually it's supposed to just win. I'm convinced my game must be broken because it wasn't. And I know that sounds like the biggest bullshit excuse out there. But I watched the videos where they do like 24 clicks, hits on the button, and it would be over. Sometimes less. I did 29 on multiple occasions, no luck. Why I could never get through it. There were sometimes I got to 29 and I'd be like, that seems like I went faster than usual to go away. Then I'd go back, and every time I felt that way, it was exactly 29. I can only assume the game has a problem because, yes, I do suck at the quick time events. But I got 29, there's no excuse. Everyone who, like, there's so many people that just have trauma from that section. Like, oh, I almost beat the game, but not because of the Black Knight. How do I beat the Black Knight? This boss is awful. How not to play test the game? I gave up. After 3 fucking hours on stream of fighting that boss, I had to give up. What else could I do? Pains me. Oh. I kind of am tempted to go back, but I think after that section was like 2 boss fights, and that's the entire game. So, it sucks. And here's the big one, but well, kinda. I was also streaming the Final Fantasy VII Remake in preparation for Rebirth, and now I'm going back through it on hard mode. It holds up fantastically normally. Like, it's still an unbelievable game. Absolutely adored it. There's like 4 sections in the game I don't like, but some are like 20 minutes, some half an hour. But out of a like 30-40 hour game, 2 hours that I don't love, maybe an hour and a half I really don't like. Great. Fantastic. That's 99% nearly. Still adore it. Then I tried it in hard mode. Hard mode sucks. It's fucking awful. I hate it. Okay, that's not fair. I'm gonna be honest, 95% of hard mode, cakewalk. Because you're playing through with the new, it's like a new game plus. You're playing through with all the old materia, your weapons, the upgrades. You will steamroll 90%, 95% of the regular enemies in this game. I won't spoil anything about the bosses, but I will say every time there was a difficult section was from a boss, except for maybe tiny bits at the end and the Sector 7 pillar. They were the only even slightly hard enemies. Everything else you will, again, you will steamroll. Why does hard mode suck? Because in a lot of ways they did not account for any of it. You will fight a 4 stage boss fight, as in, like, it might change tactics, and then an announcer will be like, "Oh, this enemy is doing this," and what am I? I'm pretending to hold a microphone. This enemy is doing this and that and this and that, and it'll be like 20, 30 seconds of unskippable fucking transitional cutscene. And if you die, you're right back to the beginning of the fight, doing the same shit again. Watching the same unskippable 20, 30 seconds 4 or 5 times in a fight. If it's 1, it can be annoying. 2 is really bad. 3 or 4, inexcusable. What the actual fuck were you thinking? I'd love to know what they were thinking. 1 fight near the end, if you fail, you're put back to a bench where you have to walk over. That's another little thing. They turn off your ability to sprint right before these sections too, for some fucking reason. So you're not able to just go woo over. You're just like little jog. So that's an extra like 20 seconds sometimes added on. And then Barrett will be just there talking to this guy for like, again, 20, 30 seconds of unskippable cutscene. Then you can skip. I haven't finished it yet, but I've gotten to the final boss. If you die, it's a multi-stage thing. I don't know how long you go before a checkpoint. Back to the bench. Even though you click retry before last battle, it puts you back to the bench, to the save point. You skip a cutscene, walk forward for like 30 seconds, another 30, 40 seconds of unskippable cutscene. They did not account for any of this. There's one really long boss fight, and I swear it's long. On normal, it's long. At the very end, there's an unblockable attack that will insta-kill you. At the end. I didn't die from it, thankfully, but... Oh, also you can't rechange your materia in this fight, because there's a boss right before it. You have to do the other boss too. I know what you might be thinking, oh, it's like a gauntlet. No, it's with different characters, unrelated. You just have to repeat a boss fight, because they didn't think basic conveniences like that should exist. I don't get it. The biggest offender is definitely the unskippable cutscenes, though. Fucking... What were you thinking? In 2020... What? 2020? That's when the game came out. And it doesn't have unskippable cutscenes, which were a standard since like 2006. Awful. Other than that, though, a lot of fun. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII Remake, here we go. The big one. I finally got my hands on. Unfortunately, only the regular edition, but Rebirth. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Does it hold up my 4 years of being on a permanent reserve of my top most anticipated game of all time? Yeah, in a lot of ways, absolutely. I think this does nearly everything better than Remake. Like, the world, the open areas, unbelievable. Like, the amount of times I've stopped just to take screenshots, more than any game ever, I just can't help it. I was like, whoa, look at... Graphically, like, it's not exactly like... I'm not going to say it's like top tier graphics, but it's beautiful how they do it most of the time. There are some slight... Okay. There are some major pop-in issues that really are distracting. I hate to admit it. I really do. I really wish I could just be in denial about it, but no, I can't. The pop-in issues in this game are fucking dreadful. Like, I'm talking... You'll be as far away as I am now from my hand, and there'll be nothing there, and you walk forward, it's like, oh, now it's a big bush, bigger, bigger, bigger. Sometimes it's fine. It's great it's great when you're standing still. I think that sums up the graphics in this game perfectly. It's absolutely stunning as long as you don't get closer to it or further away. Apparently some patches have done bits better, but I think it was just yesterday and I didn't get to play it today, so can't really comment. But like I said, it is very distracting. It does take away from how beautiful it is when you walk a bit forward and there's a whole thing there that wasn't there before. If they can fix that, no complaints about the graphics. I will have to say it, actually. I think they've done something weird with the characters' skins. Like, if you're standing in any sunny area, it's like they're made out of plastic. Most of the time it looks fine. Most of the time they look good. Their models look great. Going back to Remake, it really, really made me realize how better the models were in Rebirth. But, oh god, does their skin... It just looks weird. Like, sometimes it just looks wrong. Like, it looks fake. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But other than that, graphically, beautiful. The open areas, so much better than I ever expected them to be. The little bit I had heard, I went in mostly blind. I could not believe how beautiful. I haven't even seen them all yet. When I saw the first open world, it was like instantly in love. Then I saw the second one, I was like, doesn't look as good. I guess I like green areas better, open greenery. Then I saw one section, there was like one of the most beautiful areas I've ever seen in a game, and they're all, every single one, except for like a bit of the second one. And that's just because of a personal biome preference, but every other one, every time I see them, I am in awe. Like, genuinely blown away every time. You think it would stop, but no. Open world, absolutely phenomenal. They've done it so much justice, and it's so nice. It's all different, all varied, all so bright and beautiful. Story wise, I'm having a lot of fun. Minor things I don't love about the changes, but I get over it. They took away the music collecting CD thing, which I think is a huge shame. Every time I found a new one of those in remake, I loved it. Even going back, I'm very disappointed they took that out. All the other minor, I will say combat wise, I do like remake better. It's a lot more grounded. Like, I'd be there trying to attack with Cloud in remake. I just tap square, he swings. He's on the ground swinging. I try it in remake, he's in the air like woo, 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 woo. Okay, wait, down. There we go. It just feels a lot more floaty and less grounded than remake. The synergy abilities are cool when you're doing them in the menu, but the R1, you press R1 and square while you're blocking, you press square, triangle, one of the face buttons to do an action. I hate them. They're cool in their own way, but I liked in remake how you could hold down the block button and then dodge, or then go into operator mode or punisher mode with Cloud. You try to do that now, you're doing an ability. You have to let go of block first, and it's awkward. I wish there was a way to change that. I don't love that. Also, one thing it's a very big nitpick, but it just bothers me. Why does every character have to teleport when they dodge? Like, it's not in remake. You do a dodge, they roll. Well, Tifa kind of did a little vanish, but in Rebirth, every character you have a dodge, they just vanish for like a split second. Why? No, seriously, why? I really hate it. I just want to see him roll, but no, I have to see. Instead of just going whoop. Yeah, instead of just going like whoop, they go whoop. I really don't like that. But all the new characters to be able to use, especially like Red 13, being able to use the new characters like him that you couldn't use in remake. Everything from stuff I expected to stuff that are surprising. Absolutely blow me away how good they are. I'll see some towns, villages, whatever, and I'll just be like, wow. It's perfect. And I'll stop and stare at it for a while. This might be controversial, actually. I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to say stuff like vaguely, which you'll know if you played the original, I guess. I'll say names of places, but I won't say anything about them. Am I controversial in saying I think in a lot of ways, they fucking botched the golden saucer. Just me. I feel like I'm alone in that. I feel like a lot of things they took away a lot of the smaller moments, like the basketball minigame or the arm wrestling, for a kind of a crappy space shooter minigame. Yay! They fucked up the battle square. I'm sorry. Oh god, how long have I been going? If there's three things I associate with the battle square, one character, a gauntlet of battles with a little, what are they called? With a slot machine of penalties or changes throughout. It's not a one-on-one battle. It's only two battles instead of a big gauntlet, and they don't have the penalties in between. How is that the battle square? It's not even a fucking square. It's a round room. They've taken away everything just to make it another Colosseum. It's not a battle square unless they add stuff to it later on in the game. As far as I'm concerned, it is not the battle square. It's just a Colosseum. Other than that, it's just kind of other stuff you do around the world anyway. But I really do not like what they did with the gold sauce, or at least in what I've seen so far. And I do think that does kind of bring up one of my other small problems with the game. They're great at doing their big moments, but I think they have forgotten a lot of Final Fantasy VII was the small moments. Nothing can just be here's a dolphin jumping you up in a thing anymore. It's here's a giant epic mini game, and now you have to go into this thing, pull some buttons, do it. Oh, and You can never be alone in this game. Every section of the original game, you're like, oh, now Cloud goes off by himself for a while. Nope, Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, somebody's with you. Or Cloud, Tifa. Aerith or Tifa seem to have to join you everywhere you go. Even the one section where I almost did get to be alone, this other guy comes up, I'll join you. Thankfully, he didn't say any. Oh, actually, I know I'm scattered, but it's the first time I've talked about it this much in pub or in any way. I've talked about it a bit while playing Remake on stream, but this is the first time I've gotten it all out. Let's end it on a positive note, because overall I am in love with it. I haven't even finished it because I want to be all there. I can't play it when I'm tired because I have to be there for it. I have to be fully there. But to finish things off, one of my favorite things I noticed about this game very early on, because I was just playing the game in the open world, I was like, wow, and I heard some birds chirping. It's like, oh, let's turn off the music. Then it hit me. I had been playing this open world modern game for like half an hour. Not once. Not fucking once did anyone bitch at me about how I'm not doing the main quest. Not once did I pick up an item for a character to go, boy, we can use that for this item. Because even this like item transmutation crafting thing, it's fine. I hate how it's at the top of the menu, but because I keep clicking into it, but it's fine. So you can pick up these stuff on the ground by pressing triangle. And not once did Barrett go, wow, we can use this to make a potion. Or, boy, I bet we can make something now with this. Hey, you have enough of these to make blank. Hey, aren't we supposed to be doing this side quest? Aren't we supposed to be doing this main quest? Hey, what's that over there? They will have a little comment if you go to a relevant thing, like a chest. Like a place with chests or a side quest, something important. But not once did I ever have to yell out the words, shut the fuck up. None of this Horizon Zero Dawn, every time you do an action bullshit, nothing, there's none of it. It's beautiful. I can actually play an open world, modern game and never feel like their characters are just bitching at me constantly. I actually cannot remember the last time I got to have that experience. Spider-Man 2 was awful for it, Horizon Forbidden West was awful for it, Days Gone was awful. And think about it. It's a JRPG. Is there a franchise or a genre known more for talking? But they know where to keep the fucking dialogue. In the cutscenes where it fucking belongs. God, I hope games follow suit. It's so nice. Like, it's genuinely one of the most refreshing things ever. But yeah, this gone on long enough. It's nice to end on a positive note. Please let games shut the fuck up or at least have a slider from now on. Please. From the bottom of my heart. But yeah, I'm just going to finish off here. That's been way too long. As always, let me know what you've been playing. Let me know what new stuff you played, what you've gone back to. And I'll see you for the next one. Well, I'll have finished Rebirth. Wonder how it's going to hold up. See you then.